It was one defense after another. Trump says, I think she's a political hack. He says the New York Attorney General used this case to try to become governor and to successfully remove Attorney General. Trump lost political motivation arguments before trial. So he can't refer to the, what do they call it? Not the meaningless clause, but the irrelevancy clause? Immateriality, but there was another one.
To the essence of what fraud is, he's not supposed to talk about as developed value versus as is value. He's not supposed to talk about the political prejudice in the proceedings by the judge or by the prosecutor. I mean, it's ludicrous. It's like it's what we pointed out back when a lot of conservatives were silent and mute. God bless her, but Megyn Kelly was one of those people that was a little mute about the Alex Jones trials. And we said that, just like what happened with social media, they were going to use the example of the Alex Jones trial and replicate it and repeat it. They did. And what did they do in Alex Jones cases? First, they prohibited him from presenting most of his defense at trial. They held a complete show trial with movie companies in Texas filming it live. That's how absurd it was. Then, second, he wasn't allowed to say certain things from the stand. He wasn't allowed to say he was innocent. He wasn't allowed to explain what took place. He wasn't even allowed to mitigate damages. He wasn't allowed to rebut the absurd and ludicrous valuations put on by the defense. I mean, by the plaintiffs in that case.
He couldn't say that he had already apologized to the victims.
Right. Couldn't do anything. And now we're just seeing it replicated. The system saw they got away with it in the Joneses cases in Connecticut and Texas. And many conservatives were quiet and mute about it. And so they were just like they were quiet and mute when Alex Jones got banned from everywhere in social media. And what did that escalate to? Removing Trump from social media. And now they're using it against Trump. And what people are shocked by is that people who are still somehow true believers in every aspect of our legal system are shocked at just how horrendous it is in politically motivated and partisan cases. And we're seeing it in all of these cases. The D.C. judge reimposes her gag order, and the D.C. Court of Appeals, even liberal Democratic judges who keep magically reappearing on some of these election politically related cases out of the D.C. circuit, they step in and stop the gag order in D.C. until they have full briefing, because even the ACLU, which has been very political in the Trump era, came in and said, "Okay, this is way too far. There's no way you can do this." As Trump has been pointing out, these cases are election interference. That's what their goal is. The New York Times survey of swing states that historically the same Siena University polling service has understated Trump's performance in these swing states by an average of 7 points, has Trump up in all but Wisconsin, which means his lead is massive in those states, given the historical bias of those polling institutions. So that's why they continue to escalate. And Trump refuses to play ball. And credit to his counsel for refusing to capitulate to the corrupt judge in New York by challenging him before the court and then challenging him afterwards.
Well, on cue, Robert, let me play this because this is the clip I wanted to show.
You have a right to hire a lawyer who can stand up and say something when they see something wrong. But I was told to sit down today. I was yelled at, and I've had a judge who is unhinged slamming a table. Let me be very clear. I don't tolerate that in my life. I'm not going to tolerate it here. And you know what? You shouldn't either.
Amazing.
Yeah, and credit to them for doing that.